Welcome back to a Clan a Day podcast brought to you by bagtownclans.com. I'm your host, Colin MacDonald, and today we're delving into the fascinating history of Clan Cunningham, a clan that has roots in northern Ayrshire and has played a pivotal role in shaping Scotland's political and cultural landscape. This clan story is one of land, loyalty, feuds, and survival through the ages. Clan Cunningham takes its name from the district of Cunningham in Ayrshire, a land they've held since the 12th century. The Cunninghams trace their origin to Warnebald, a vassal of the powerful Norman lord Hugh de Moreville, who was granted the lands of Kilmaurs. From Warnebald, the Cunningham line began, establishing deep ties to the land and setting the foundation for centuries of power and influence. Harvey de Cunningham, one of Warnebald's descendants, earned distinction in 1263 by fighting at the Battle of Largs, where Scottish forces defeated the Norwegian King Haakon IV's attempt to invade. His valor at Largs solidified his hold on Kilmaurs, with King Alexander III confirming the family's possession of these lands the following year. This event marked the beginning of Clan Cunningham's rise. The clan's fortunes continued to grow under Robert the Bruce's reign. Bruce, known for rewarding his loyal supporters after securing Scotland's independence, granted additional lands to the Cunninghams, including Lambergton in 1321. Through strategic marriages, they further expanded their estates, such as the union of Sir William Cunningham with Margaret Denniston, which brought them the lands of Finlaystone and Glencairn. These territories would eventually form the basis of the title that became synonymous with the Cunninghams, the Earl of Glencairn. By 1488, Sir Alexander Cunningham, one of the clan's most significant figures, was created Lord Kilmaurs and later the Earl of Glencairn by James III. However, his loyalty to the king would cost him dearly. That same year, Alexander joined the ill-fated Battle of Saltieburn, where James III was defeated and killed. Alexander perished alongside him, marking a dramatic turning point for the clan. Clan Cunningham's history is also deeply intertwined with the Protestant Reformation. The fifth Earl of Glencairn, Alexander Cunningham, was a zealous supporter of the movement and a patron of John Knox, the fiery leader of the Scottish Reformation. His Protestant fervour led to the destruction of religious buildings, including the chapel at Holyrood. This act of defiance further intensified the bitter feud between the Cunninghams and the Montgomerys, Earls of Eglinton, a rivalry that would simmer for over a century. The feud with the Montgomerys reached its most violent climax in the late 16th century. In 1586, Hugh Montgomery, 4th Earl of Eglinton, was ambushed and killed by a group of Cunninghams in one of the most infamous episodes of the conflict. Montgomery had been travelling to Stirling when he was betrayed by members of the Cunningham family, leading to his brutal murder. In retaliation, a wave of revenge swept across the region, with Cunningham strongholds and kin being attacked. The bloodshed only ended in 1661 when a marriage between the 9th Earl of Glencairn and Margaret Montgomery finally brought peace between the two clans. Throughout Scotland's turbulent history, the Cunninghams remained steadfast in their allegiances, particularly to the Stuart monarchy. The 9th Earl of Glencairn, William Cunningham, played a crucial role during the Wars of the Three Kingdoms. In 1653, he led a royalist uprising against Oliver Cromwell, attempting to restore Charles II to the throne. Though the rebellion ultimately failed, Glencairn survived and was rewarded with the prestigious position of Lord Chancellor of Scotland following the Restoration in 1660. The legacy of the Earls of Glencairn continued to influence Scottish society even after the family's political power waned. The 14th Earl, John Cunningham, was a friend of the renowned poet Robert Burns. Upon John's death in 1791, Burns penned the lament for the Earl of Glencairn as a tribute to his friend's kindness and patronage. This connection to one of Scotland's greatest literary figures ensured that Clan Cunningham would be remembered not only for their martial and political prowess, but also for their contributions to Scottish culture. The death of the 15th Earl in 1796 without an heir left the earldom of Glencairn dormant. However, the chiefship of Clan Cunningham continued through the line of the Cunninghams of Corsahill. In 2013, after more than 200 years of vacancy, Sir John Christopher Fogle Montgomery Cunningham of Corsahill was recognised as the clan's chief, reuniting the Cunningham legacy. Clan Cunningham's story is one of resilience, feuds, and loyalty, from their early days defending Scotland from Norse invaders to their involvement in the Reformation and the political intrigues of the Stuart era. Their castles, including Kilmaurs, Finlaystone, and Glencairn, stand as testament to their enduring presence in Scottish history. Today, the clan's legacy continues to be celebrated by descendants and members of the Clan Cunningham Society worldwide. Thank you for joining me on this journey through the rich history of Clan Cunningham. Be sure to tune in tomorrow for another episode of A Clan a Day podcast. I'm Colin MacDonald, and as always, go on Ayrshire and both are leet.